Hello, everyone, and welcome to Adobe Live. I'm Alexis Washington, and we are here back with uh, James Bonanno, and we are back with a. Oop, I hear myself. I'm so sorry. Hold on one second. Sorry, I was getting a little feedback there. So
No, it's
sorry.
all good.
How y'all doing? So we are with James Bonanno here, and we are going to do some incredible things in Premiere Pro. We're going to start off with James introducing yourself, and then I'm going to go to the chat, say hello to a few people, and we're going to get this thing started. James, tell me a little bit about yourself, in just case they don't know, and just a little bit about your background and what we're going to be doing today.
Oh, perfect. Awesome. Thank you, Alexis, for the intro. And what's up, everyone in the chat? It's so good to see everyone. Penny, Robert, Umacorn, Jack, Nick, we got the whole gang here. It's always a pleasure to be back here on Adobe Live. But yeah, Alexis, for those that do not know who I am, which is very likely, my name is James Bonanno. As Alexis said, I am a professional filmmaker, video editor, and photographer with a kind of a passion for storytelling and professional video editing. I have up here some access to some of my channels. Let me just hide this real quick so that we don't see that. So you can find me over on Instagram. I teach a lot of Premiere Pro tips and how to create the most cinematic content over on my Instagram in Reels, share a lot of my travels and all things video and photography for the most part. So as you will see going through
Awesome.
here, I do quite a bit of traveling, and it's a big passion of mine, which we'll get into today. I have my website, jamesbonanno.com, where you can check out more of my long form work, some of my client work over on my portfolio page. So if you want to connect with me on there, feel free to do so. And then my wife, Anna, and I, who's a member of the
How
Adobe
cute.
family, yeah, we had this, or we still have the van, but we traveled in a van for about 3 years and lived out of that during COVID, which kind of was like the
Wow.
perfect time to do that.
We
We
definitely
did.
need to talk about that. That sounds
Oh,
amazing.
yeah. I will. That might take up the entire
Yes.
stream. I'll talk about that
Will
all day
it?
long.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah. So yeah, please feel free if there's any points and anyone wants to know about that. So again, you can find us on Leave the Map Instagram or our website, and then our YouTube channel is Leave the Map as well. So any place you want to ask me questions, reach out, work with me, find me. Those are the places to do so, and just kind of some of my brief introduction and my work.
Awesome. Thank you so much, James. I mean, your work, first of all, impeccable, so amazing. We were just talking about how much he does storytelling within his work. And we were talking a little bit about things when it comes to like getting outside the house as freelancers. Like sometimes we need to take a break and kind of get
Yeah.
away. And it looks like you got some sunlight recently.
I
Seems like you
feel
got
like,
out of the dungeon.
oh yeah. I feel like I'm out of the dungeon more than I'm in the dungeon, but it's like a refresher. You have to be away for all creatives. I don't care if it's design, illustration, photography, art, what have you. It's just such a good mental break to step away from the thing you're doing or the thing you're doing for work. And to me, it helps to fuel my inspiration and creativity to just go create for maybe more for myself and not for a client. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what we're going to be doing today. I kind of was out the other day with my wife and put something together that I thought would be a really great way to talk about some iPhone first mobile videography and creating like real content and also just having fun in the process.
Oh, great. I can't wait. Yeah. So you went hiking, right?
Yes, yeah. So I'm
Yes.
a big hiker. And love getting out as much as we can. We're from the Northeast, so
Mm-hmm.
we have some mountains and some kind of rural landscape over here. We spend a lot of time
Okay.
up in New England and Maine and New Hampshire, hiking there,
Nice.
and just I don't know, just it just helps again, like to
Yeah.
refresh your spirit. So yeah,
Nice.
so
Yeah.
today I don't know, Alexis, if there's any other thing you wanted to get into, but um,
Yeah. Let's
I
let's
can.
start. Let's go ahead and get into it.
Should we
Just
kick it
say hello,
off?
Chad. Yeah, let's go ahead.
All right. What's up,
Yeah,
everybody?
absolutely.
All right, cool. Yeah, so as Alexa said, today is all about Premiere Pro and editing inside of Premiere Pro. And really, I haven't actually started this project, so I thought it would be kind of a good test of my skills and also just to let everyone in the chat watching in on sort of my workflow from start to finish creating something like this. And again, this is all just shot on my iPhone. I have an iPhone 13 Pro, which isn't the necessarily the newest one, but I think you can
Hmm.
still get great footage shooting with your phone if you don't have access to, a cinematic expensive camera like a lot of, professionals do.
Absolutely. And chat, if you have any questions for James, please throw it in the chat so we can see them and that we can answer anything that you have questions on. Please throw them in the chat. I see all of you. Hey, Keys. Hey, Clever. Hey, Jack. Hey, Oliver. Hey, Seda. We say who else we got? We got King. How you doing? We got
Yeah.
Nick. Hey, what's up, everybody? Thank you for so much for joining us. Make sure you are following Adobe Live if you aren't on all social channels, and also following the community. That way, you can stay up to date with all the Adobe Live streams. But
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
James, let's go ahead and go into it.
All right. All right. So we're going to be kind of working through this the whole time. Again, Alexis, if there's any kind of questions as I'm going, feel free to just cut me off and stop me. But
Absolutely.
let's just get going. So basically, this is all this footage that I shot over the weekend at a hike over here in the Northeast by the Delaware Water Gap. And my intention with shooting it was to just kind of document the hike, spice in a little bit of like vlog content, and with the idea that I was going to have voiceover like carry the story and fill in the gaps with a little bit of music, captions to create something that's a bit more catchy as a YouTube short or an Instagram reel. We know how these catchy, like hook you right away videos do so well. And a lot of the
Absolutely.
times that has to do with whatever that first like hook or first line is. So the first thing that I do here, and I've gone over this in a lot of my different videos, I'm not going to get into too much of it, is my bin folder here. So I always have a pretty organized structure. It's very consistent with every project I work on, whether it's something like this or for a client, just so that I feel like I know where things are in every single project. So you can see here I have my sequences, my footage, my audio, some graphics if we want to add those, some stills, which I don't have here. Any
Okay.
overlays and assets, that's like film grain or different like graphics that I bring in to add that little added
Okay.
element. And then extras is sometimes like all the adjustment layers that I use that I want to just keep organized. So that's,
Gotcha. You are
if you're
so organized.
it's it's well, I've had to for so long. So like this is what my hard drive usually looks like. So
Okay.
it's by date and it has a very, very similar structure here. And the reason I do this is I end up working with a lot of other editors on different teams,
Yeah.
and you pick up different traits and hobbies
Yeah.
or habits, and it helps. So
Yeah. Well, that's really good. I want to be like you when I grow up.
I'm flattered. I'm flattered. So here's our footage here, right? So inside of our
Okay.
sequences, I have my drafts, my nests. So if I'm nesting anything, whether I'm trying to like stabilize some footage, which we'll do here today, and then my
Yep.
selects. And for those
Okay.
that, are new to Premiere and don't really know what selects are, that's essentially where I can think about it as like all the research for your research paper. I'm like going
Okay.
back to high school where I can then pull those elements a little bit easier than just getting them over here in my project panel. So that's always the first
Awesome.
step, which we're gonna do. And then all my footage here. So to see another view, I go over to icon view, and then I can actually easily see once this loads.
Nice.
There's a lot of footage in there, like what I shot. In this case, what I did is I just dragged all of these clips, every single one of them, down here into what I call the Sunfish Pond selects, and that
Hmm.
this is where we're gonna just like quickly go through and pick the best moments.
Ooh, how exciting. I feel like this is the fun part.
This is I love this part because it's like I don't know, it's where you can start to feel the thing coming together because no matter how
Yeah.
much planning you do, it's
Hmm.
always, I don't know, it's always like the edit, everything comes together in the edit, even if I over plan something and it's
Yeah.
things change and adapt. So this is where I like to kind of start. So the first thing I'll do is create a new sequence. I'm just kind of duplicating what I did already and go to settings here. I'm going to go 2997 just as like 30 frames per second. And I'm going to change the frame size and just reverse it. So 1080 by 1920, and that gives me 9 by 16 instead of 16 by 9, which is
Hmm.
native to what we filmed on our iPhone and native
Hmm.
to TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube Shorts. All right. And we're just going to call this Sunfish Pond, name it, selects, and I'll just do for Adobe Live.
And we do have a question from the chat. Keys
Yeah.
asks, how often do you film on your iPhone these days? And or how often do you film to get vertical footage as opposed to the usual?
That's a great question. Honestly, it's becoming more and more on my iPhone just because it's what I have on me all the time. Like
Yeah.
it's in front of me, it's in my pocket, so I can capture more authentic everyday moments with that rather than having my full setup.
Mm-hmm.
And like we were talking about Alexis before, it's sort
Yeah.
of, I think sometimes having all the gear stunts my creativity because I feel like, oh, well, I'm just not going to bring anything because I just want to
Mm-hmm.
relax and chill. And so
Yeah.
part of doing this little thing today was I was feeling that burnout a little bit. And I thought, let me just show up with an iPhone, my backpack, and just see what we get and have fun with it. And
Yeah. Because you
so
can
I
feel
hope,
like you have to have all the equipment in the world, and you feel like you have to have this right lighting or this,
yeah,
tool here to get this. And, it could get a little much, right? When you bring
yeah.
one gear, you got to bring all of them.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
and then I don't do anything, which is not ideal.
Yeah. It's
So,
like, I don't feel like setting this up and putting this
no,
here together. And,
no.
It's a lot.
It is a
I'll
lot.
do
It
it for
has
the job, though. You do it for
Oh,
the
yeah.
job.
Oh, yeah.
You do
Let
it
me
for the
just be
job.
yeah, when somene's paying me, I'm like, "Oh, yeah, how much gear do
No,
you want me to
no.
bring?" Sure, yeah. It's fine.
I'll bring everything.
But it's a really good question. So,
Yeah. Do
all
you
right,
shoot
so
in 4K?
I do, yeah. So you don't really
Yeah.
have we don't really
Okay.
have to, but I like having the option. So let me just go back real quick and just do that one more time.
Okay.
So if I drag this in, so these are all my
Mm-hmm.
clips, it'll ask,
Mm-hmm.
like the clip is mismatched because my sequence is 1080. I like
Yeah.
to you could change it or you can keep it and then
Okay.
just kind of reset the frame size globally. And now everything is set to that 1920 by
Awesome.
1080. I don't know. It does take up more space on your phone, but most of the
Mm-hmm.
time I like to shoot in 4K. And then what you'll see
Okay.
here is all the blue is 24 frames per second or
Okay.
2997, and the yellow
Okay.
down here is 60 frames per second.
Okay. Okay.
So this allows me to shoot
Slowed it
slow-mo footage.
down. Yeah, absolutely. So it just depends on what you're actually shooting for, basically.
Exactly. Yep,
Yeah.
yep.
The goal
Cool.
behind it. Okay.
Yes, absolutely. All right, cool. So the first thing that I basically do here is I go down this timeline. I'm going to mute all the audio so we can kind of just fly through this. And this is where like
Nice.
shortcuts on your keyboard really come into play. So if you want to fast forward through stuff, I have set L as a fast forward and then G as like a reverse. And the more you click it, the faster it will go. Spacebar forward. And then the beauty of like editing with these keyboard shortcuts is, let's say I just want this one spot here. Okay, great. I can
Mm-hmm.
just press J, which is a keyboard shortcut I added called Add
Hmm.
Edit. So if you go up to keyboard shortcuts and you search Add
Okay.
Edit,
Mm-hmm.
I set it to J. You can set it to whatever you want. And then what
Mm-hmm.
I can do is just basically take this clip. Let's say I don't want
Mm-hmm.
this anymore. Rather than
Mm-hmm.
deleting it, closing this up, it's one less step. I can just delete it, press W, and then it ripple deletes everything. So everything moves closer to that
Nice.
clip. So it's a really fast way. Okay, there we go. There's our clip. There's
Yeah.
one. Maybe I want to slow that down. So I want to
Mm-hmm.
right click on speed and duration, and 40% is that money spot there. So now we got a cool little slow clip
Nice.
there. And I know there's some dialogue there, but let's unmute that. Doing a little day on the Appalachian Trail in New Jersey. Okay, that's me being
Nice.
a weirdo. So basically, again, I'm going through this. I'm just pressing J to cut that. If you don't have that add edit feature, you don't want to, here's the razor
Okay.
blade tool. You can just come in here and cut it. There's a million different ways to do it, but I like to add the edit and ripple delete, and I can go through this very fast, which is hopefully what we're going
Gotcha.
to do.
What was
Here
the
we go.
purpose behind the L, G, the J? Is there like any reason why you use those as
Just
your?
just where my fingers were. Some of it just ends
Yeah.
up being like whatever you can get to. It's almost like a gaming, whatever
Yeah.
you can get to
Ah,
quicker.
okay.
Go.
Okay, I got you.
So
I
I
thought
kind of
maybe it was some
like
sort of strategic thing.
no, not that I'm aware of. All right. So J W ripple
Okay.
delete. Okay, now we have that clip there.
Nice.
Up we go. I like that clip, but I don't like the rest of it. So I'm gonna keep going. And I like this little pan here. Sometimes it's nice
Hmm.
to include some of those movements in the footage to like act as a natural transition. So I like keeping those kind of things because we can speed them up. J, W, boom. Now we're like doing a little day on the Appalachian Trail in New Jersey. Okay, that's a good little sound bite, so we'll keep that.
Nice.
Little hidden gem. All right, I'm just gonna
We
delete
got
that.
wifey in there.
I got my wifey in there. All right,
Hey, wifey.
hey wifey. So sometimes I just like I'll just manually scroll and see what I like here and just kind of
Mm,
go bit by bit, right? So I'm just going through
yeah,
and finding these moments that I like. So,
gotcha.
so this is actually cool where I like come pan down. So maybe we keep a little bit here, press J, W. So we play this
Quick,
back.
very quick.
Boom, boom. Let's just maybe keep it like that. J.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and we're gonna just cut this out. All right, so this is like how fast I'd end up going through this to pull moments that I like. And a lot of the times what I'll do is I'll do a version of this in a pass first, which I can keep going, or I'll drag
Okay.
these clips up where I know I definitely want to use them so that
Okay.
I just visually can see, what I'm working
What you
with
got
and
working?
what I
Yeah.
got going on. So
Yeah.
what I
It's
want to do,
easy.
what I want to transition to and then come back here is the voiceover and the narration track because
Okay.
I go back and forth depending on the project. Sometimes I will lead with cutting the video first, adding music, and then adding voiceover in. Sometimes I won't have voiceover at all. But in this case, I thought it'd just be better and easier with all the footage for me to use the voiceover to like structure the whole video and then
Mhm.
just find clips that fit what I'm saying,
Okay.
if that makes
Love
sense.
that.
So this is I'll just play this back. This is a little track that I recorded about 10 minutes before we got on here with this microphone. And if you've never recorded voiceover before inside of Premiere Pro, if you use a nice microphone, which I highly encourage you do, you'd go
Hmm.
up here to audio hardware and just make sure that the default input is set to the microphone source. In this case, this is my mixer. And then when you come down here into your window, you have this little voiceover record button. All you're going to do is press that. So we'll just kind of slide this over and show what that looks like. And it counts down. And right now we are recording voiceover and it's echoing in my ear because of the audio, but we've now created our track. Okay, so that's why I did it before.
Nice.
All right. So let's delete that. And yes,
So
always
you
save.
find it easier. So you find it easier to record your narrations in actual Premiere Pro, like versus doing any other third party
Oh yeah.
to do.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely. It's so much more convenient and it's all there. And for a long time it's like daunting. I think people think
Yeah.
doing voiceover is like, well, how do I do that? I mean, you can certainly record it on your phone if you were
Mm-hmm.
just editing on your phone, but because I edit
Mm-hmm.
all my videos in Premiere, I'm
Mm-hmm.
already in here and it's a great flow for me. And I can just sit
Nice.
down at the computer and be like, okay, now let me act a little bit.
And I'm sure you can kind of like play with the audio a little bit too, if it wants to be a certain sound or how, effects to it. I'm sure you could do that as well,
Oh
right?
yeah. Yeah, actually
Yeah.
yeah. So if you go over to the audio tab and you
Mm-hmm.
press edit, right now this is being tagged already. It should be
Mm-hmm.
tagged already as I think dialogue.
Okay.
Or you assign it. So here, if we assign this as dialogue, there's a lot of things we
Nice.
can do with it. So you have these little presets. Like if I wanted to make myself sound like I was an old radio host, this is one of the best kept secrets in all
Nice.
of New Jersey. I mean, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is kind of cool.
Now, or wait, locked in a trunk.
Locked in a trunk.
What?
Wait.
Wait. This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. Wait, that's
It
actually
honestly sounds like you're in a trunk trying
yeah,
to record yourself.
that's got to be a new one. That's crazy. I want to
That's
hear what on the
insane.
telephone is. This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New York. So those are actually kind of cool to play around
It
with,
is
but
kind of cool though.
yeah, I dig that. But
Yeah.
yeah, this is a great little spot to talk about too, though. Like the whole essential sound tab has gotten huge upgrades in the last few years in Premiere, and so this enhanced speech tool is very, very powerful. Soon, inside of Premiere in the Learn tab, you will be seeing a lot more of my face teaching this specific thing. So stay
Yeah.
tuned for that. We won't go into too much of it. But if you were dealing with, actually, let's try it on one of these
We do have a
clips.
question saying that would the same rules apply for just audio for music?
Same rules apply. Yeah. So you could do this with music. You could do this with voiceover. It's all the same. You're basically just
Yeah.
deciding what track it's going on. And we're going to be adding some music in here as well. So you'll get a chance to see that.
Nice.
All right. So let's actually go. Okay. So I'm just going to play this back real quick.
Okay.
So this is like my little rough script that I wrote. This is one of the
Okay.
best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful places to hike in the Northeast. With dense fern forests, natural streams, and waterfalls, and yes, the rocky uphill climb, it is one of the best ways to spend a beautiful summer afternoon. Okay, so at the top, I'm going to just stop there,
Nice.
and we're going to work up to that point, hopefully.
Okay.
All right, so you can see like I know the footage I have, so
Yep.
I'm trying to write for the footage, and I know I
Mm-hmm.
want to try to lead with like this is something. I just feel like that's a really good little hook. And
Mm-hmm.
Alexis, you were saying, you're in that social media space too, so
Yep.
that's always the
Mm-hmm.
hardest part is to find
The
the captivating first thing.
yes.
So,
What's your process like writing your copy for your script?
I just write it. I write it
You're
in
like, I just
notes.
write it.
It's literally right
Okay.
here. There,
Okay.
that's
Gotcha.
it doesn't have to be a whole thing.
Yeah.
For small stuff like this, for bigger
Yeah.
projects, I try to think about way more than just like, I feel like it has to have a beginning, middle, and an end, no matter
Gotcha.
what it's for. And then anything in there lengthwise, sometimes a promo has to be 30 seconds or 15 seconds, so you're limited. But in this case, I just want to make something that's like a minute long. Um,
Gotcha. So we've also discovered that you're a copywriter. Got it.
yeah, 0%, 0%. When
Or a script
it's
writer.
what's crazy? I like listen back to some old videos that I started with on YouTube, and
Uh-huh.
it's amazing because voiceover, like any other craft, it's a
Yeah.
muscle and it's
Yeah.
something that you have to work at all the time.
Right.
And
Yeah.
we naturally, I think the first time you do those things, or the first time I did at least, I felt so timid and everything sounded really flat and stale with like no inflection or
Yeah.
energy to it. And
Yeah.
so I was like, wow, I really gotta change that.
I gotta get it together. Ain't nobody
I gotta,
listening to this. What's going
yeah,
on?
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
But no, I hear a lot of reflection there. So there's
Cool.
nothing to yeah, nothing to worry about in here right
Yeah.
here.
Awesome. All right. So here's like the next method. So we're gonna probably keep going through this a little bit as we go with
Nice.
questions and stuff. But really, what I like to do at this point is I have my selects in one timeline, and then I have a
Okay.
draft, like my first version draft. And this is something I've been doing for the last couple of years that just has helped speed up my workflow a lot more and
Okay.
make it a little bit more fun. Is I
Okay.
drag the draft down here till it turns purple
Hmm.
below my uh selects here. And
Okay.
then all I need to do is just drag and drop these. So I'm not having to like copy and paste and overwrite clips. It's just,
Okay.
I can see everything here and drag and drop. So we know what the first
Mm.
line is. So it's like, this is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. Okay, so that's what we're trying to find. We're trying to find what is a good captivating, like either shot or shots to use. All right, so I know what I shot.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try to find. I really like this clip of me like walking here. This was
Mm-hmm.
actually on another day on this hike. So why don't we just try some things?
So
So
beautiful.
yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful hike. It's not a kept secret anymore with people
Yeah.
watching. So then what I'll do is I'll come down here and I'll drag the clip on. This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. Like this, what's cool about this
Nice.
shot here is like you could have a title right there.
Yeah, you can. Yeah. Like a wipe away
This
title.
is
Can we
one of
do
the
something like
best
that?
kept secrets in Sure. Yeah, yeah.
All
Yeah, like a mass title. All right, so maybe we'll
Yeah.
go there. I mean, and again, I change this constantly.
Yeah.
So this is you just almost have to start. You just start with something.
Yeah.
Um, so maybe I actually start here, and because there's
Mm-hmm.
no voice over here, I take that clip where I was like, all right, hiking the Appalachian Trail. Let's see.
Yeah.
Doing a little day on the Appalachian Trail in New Jersey. Okay, so but I already said New Jersey, so maybe I'll just cut it at the Appalachian Trail.
Gotcha.
Doing a little day on the Appalachian Trail. Okay, and I think that's enough where I can actually pull that down. All right,
Okay.
so now I'm just like layering this in. It's like building the foundation of a house in
Yes.
all of New Jersey. Doing a little day. The Delaware water. Okay, so obviously our voiceover is here, and
It's,
I can almost guarantee you this is going to change a lot.
yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so I kind of want to move this over. I think I want to see a couple more clips here and then hear my voice come in
And
first
see
and then
where,
see it.
yeah.
because
Absolutely.
we want to get some context of where we are. Okay, this
For
is a cool
sure.
clip of the two of us
Oh, I
walking.
like that. I like that clip. Yeah, that's really
Okay,
nice.
that's cool right there. And maybe we cut there. And
Yeah.
I always encourage everyone to record sound
Mm-hmm.
while or like include the sound, you know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I think it gives a lot more dynamic feel. And in this case, I brought along I have like a little DJI Osmo gimbal thing um,
Okay.
that I could set up as a tripod and also use for steady shots. So it looks a little more
Nice.
cinematic. All of New Jersey. Okay. Maybe we actually bring my voiceover in here then.
Okay.
So what am I saying? The Delaware Water Gap. Yeah, that sounds better. Maybe we don't need this right now. This is kind of cool because you guys are literally looking at me. This is the process in
Yeah.
all of New Jersey. All right, so maybe we
And I
cut a
forgot to
little.
mention we're gonna go into After Effects as well.
We're gonna try. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
we're gonna dabble.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna go
push
into After
toward.
Effects. We're gonna push for
Yeah.
it. Yeah, we got
all
time.
of New
Okay, we
Jersey.
got time. All right. Okay. Okay.
The
Okay.
Delaware Water Gap is one of the
Okay, so I'm gonna cut there. All right. So again, these are like little tricks that I have along the way. I'll show you another couple here, but I use the
Nice.
arrow keys now. Oh, hello, James's pants.
Knees. I was
Mhm.
like knees.
Knees. Okay, so what do I say here?
is one of the most beautiful places to hike in the Northeast.
Okay, beautiful place to hike in the Northeast. So let's just get a couple of these. We have a really
Hmm.
like nice slow motion shot here of this little view. That's a really cool view. So why don't we drag this down? I don't actually want the audio. So what I'm going to do is press Command L, and this relink or unlinks my audio. So I can delete
Hmm.
that. If you don't
Okay.
have a shortcut, you just right click and there's an unlink button.
Got it.
Okay, so let's take this to maybe here. And this is kind of a cool little transition that maybe we can put another
Yeah.
clip in between. Natural
Yeah.
transition. And to slow this down, again, I have a shortcut. My shortcut is Command R. Don't ask me why, but it is. And 40% is we're gonna slow that down too.
Gap
Nice.
is one of the most
We're gonna drag that over.
Water Gap is one of the most beautiful
Okay, so
places.
we obviously want to make sure we have it when it's moving. So let's start like here. This is like this is just so fun still. Like I don't know if Alexis, if you feel this way about, you know, being a designer and just an artist and creative. Like this is stuff that I used to do as a kid that was just genuinely excited, and I'm
Literally for
still
fun.
for
Like
fun.
literally we used to do it for
The
fun.
Delaware Water Gap
Yeah, and I'm still
Were you
is
on
one of the most
MySpace?
beautiful places to hike.
I was, but I wasn't like a huge MySpacer,
Oh,
I
okay.
guess.
Okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say I used to do all the kind of editing and all that kind of stuff for MySpace videos and
Oh,
pictures and
that's
stuff.
sick.
I was that girl.
That's actually that's pretty
I was
awesome.
like literally charging my friends like $5 so I could like edit their photos. Like that
That's
was
awesome. I
that was the
love that.
hustle.
Dude, that is a hustle though. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah, definitely doing this for fun back in the day, but yeah.
Is one of the most beautiful places.
Yeah, it is really I don't know, sometimes it's the little like kid spirit comes back out and
Mm-hmm.
it feels fun and feels good. And that's what we're looking for
Absolutely.
in the being creatives here.
I'm
I
just
hope.
in awe of like the actual shots that you got. Like I'm over here just watching it. It's just really amazing.
Yeah, art they're
I'm
pretty
like, this is
cool,
an
right?
iPhone? Like, wow.
I know. Like this is nuts. So this shot is so
Yeah.
cool. This is like a slow motion shot
Wow.
of these fish. No case, just dunked it right in.
Just literally just done. We were literally just talking about that. Like, just not gonna be able to hear people on my phone for a while.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
okay. It was worth the
exactly.
shot. It was worth the shot. It was for the shot. Do it
It
for the
was.
shot.
Do it for the
Sometimes you
shot.
got to do it for the shot. You got to do it for the
Yeah,
shot.
always.
That should be a hashtag.
Always do it for the shot.
Do
All
it for
right.
the shot.
So we're gonna just drag a few little clips.
And then you said they were like nibbling on you, right? You said
Yeah.
One of the
the
most
fishes were
beautiful
nibbling on
places
you
to
guys.
hike.
Yeah, they're like nibbling on our feet.
Yeah.
We were kind of
One of
like
the
low-key
most
giving them
beautiful places to
some
hike.
breadcrumbs, which you're not really
Yeah.
supposed to
Oh,
do.
that's what it was. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's why they was nibbling.
Like see the turkey sandwich.
Okay.
Some turkey sandwich remnants going on right there.
Incriminating you guys.
Yeah.
Like, don't look at that video. No, not that one.
Right. Sweet.
Nice.
So basically,
Nice.
so like what I'm saying in the voiceover is the hike up. So I think I'm gonna leave the pond out until we get to that point. So I like
Okay.
this is kind of a cool shot here. We got some mushrooms in the foreground, me
Yeah, nice.
walking. We're gonna drag
Yeah.
this down.
And then
And
you have to
again,
walk back to grab the camera.
always, you know how it goes. Yeah, the camera just doesn't automatically go away.
Not at all.
So this actually works
One
really
of
well
the
because this
most
is kind of like
beautiful
a
places.
match cut. So we have my left
Nice.
foot, right foot
Uh-huh.
down,
Uh-huh.
and then let's go right foot.
Ah.
Okay.
That is very detailed, James.
This is how I am.
I love it. And I'm a Virgo, so I love details.
Yeah,
Lower
yeah.
water
So you
gap
get
is
it.
one of
You
the
get
most
it.
beautiful
Yes,
places
yes,
to
I
hike.
love that. He was like left, right, left, right. I love
Water
it.
gap is one of the most
So
beautiful
yeah,
places
this
to
is
hike in the
again, it's a cool flow to start to think
Yeah.
about like what we see, what goes where. And
Yeah.
I'm using these arrows here to just move through stuff. And I think what keeps viewers engaged in all of
Mm.
these kind of videos is a variation of shots. So not every
Yeah.
shot is like the
The
same
same. Yeah.
shot. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now maybe we go, northeast. Maybe here is when I
hike
incorporate
in
this
the
little
Northeast.
like swing pan. Because I just maybe it'll work. Maybe it won't, but we can try
Okay.
it.
We could definitely try.
Let's see.
If someone asks, is this the same trail how beginning
in the
in Smoky
Northeast.
Mountain, Georgia?
It is. Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
starts. Yeah. So the Appalachian Trail is at the top of it, which we get into here in some of the voiceover, and
Mm-hmm.
we've hiked in Jersey, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and New Hampshire. But I mean, we've never done the Appalachian Trail the way people do it
Yeah.
because it's insane.
And Robert also wants to know, have you been to Sweden anytime?
Have I been to Sweden anytime? No, but I
Yeah.
would love to go to Sweden.
I would love to
absolutely
go to Sweden too. I've never been. I heard it's really
Yeah.
nice out there.
Yeah, man.
But I heard the hikes are nice too. Nice.
In the
Cool.
Northeast.
So I think that kind of works there. So maybe so basically what I'm doing here is this is known as a J cut or an L cut. So
Okay.
I'm gonna move this up so everyone can see it maybe a little bit better. And I'm gonna expand this. So shift plus, shift minus expands my tracks so I can see them a little bit better. So you can see now, even just these few little clips, everything is layered. Everything is like layered in between and on top of each other. It's not just a hard cut. And this allows like a viewer to hear something before they see it, before they hear it. So
and also you want them to kind of go on that journey, right? Like,
Northeast.
so you want to make sure that like it feels easy to go to the next clip, even though it's different than from the previous.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
it's easy to watch. Yeah.
100%.
On the Appalachian Trail.
So right there, like I'm still talking, but we have a clip going over it. Okay, so here's our little shot, and then maybe that's cool. So maybe what we do is I like that that's kind of like a natural fills the frame. So what we can do is now try to source another clip that looks like there's something in the frame, which I might have, that we're going to create kind of like a little
kind of like a, I was going to say, what do we have?
That's what we're going to try to figure out here.
Let's
see. We have some stuff.
Okay.
So this is
nice.
So again, I'm going through here as quickly to just kind of work through this. And it always helps when you're the one filming the stuff because you know
exactly what you have.
You kind of know what you have. Like, what do we have here? Oh, actually, I know a good one. I have a shot.
So we're not at the pond yet, though. So we know
not at the pond yet,
right? Yep.
So here's like, we could do something like this.
Okay.
We can drag this down. Whoa.
Are we slow-moing it, or are we kind of keeping it?
Not sure yet. I'm gonna see.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that's like, let's do, if we do slow motion. So Command R, 40%. That's gonna slow us down. I don't think that works. Okay. Sometimes you just, you got to try things and see what works, see what doesn't.
Yep.
There's a part of the hike where we actually get to the Appalachian Trail. And I filmed, here we go.
I think we found some, didn't we?
Right there.
It looks like we're getting, yep, there we go.
So this little marker on the tree, that white marker there is the Appalachian Trail sign marker. And this is kind of cool. So it's like a close transition into the next shot. And we also have that like match action to maybe cut these together. So let's try to see if that works.
And I love how the focus changes a little bit too. You kind of see your wife in the background, and then you
Yeah.
kind of shift from the tree to the wife in the background, and kind of see
Yeah.
her walking up. So that's awesome. That's a great shot.
All right, so we're gonna start there. The only thing I don't like is that it's kind of two different directions, but
Yeah.
let's see. Sometimes it works. Boom. That could kind of work.
We ain't gotta overthink it,
We can we can get there. We can get there. I
we
mean,
get
that's
over we
pretty.
don't
Yeah,
yeah.
that's sweet. So there we go, like that. Okay, we're gonna cut this here.
Nice.
All right, and then what's our next voiceover we have? Let's mute this. Okay, cool. So this is
With
nice
dense
because
fern
now I
Ooh,
kind of
we
forests,
got
like
streams
natural
now.
streams,
I kind of yeah, I sort of set it up. So
Yeah.
we might change some things.
Okay.
places to hike. In the
Okay,
north we go.
so
A
maybe
little
here
day
we
on the
bring this
Appalachian
in.
Trail.
And again, we're gonna have music over this too, so it's gonna help to kind of fill that dead space.
Mm-hmm.
So now is where I want to see those fern forests,
dense
which I
fern
have a couple
forests.
shots of. And what
It definitely helps to have that script to basically keep it kind of things rolling, so you don't have to like what can go next, like kind of guess it.
yeah, it does. It's like
So it helps.
it does help.
It's like a guide.
It's a good guide. Okay, this
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
us walking through here too. Let's see if we can drag this down. Maybe we'll use that. There's a snake somewhere in here. Where's the fern forest? There's a couple here. Here we go. This is nice. That's cool. Okay, so I like this. I like this little shot here. We're gonna drag
That's
this down,
nice.
and we're just gonna take this, and they have one maybe other little fern shot here that we
Yeah.
can slow down. I don't love the shot, but whatever.
Yeah.
Actually, let's do a little.
How we feeling about it so far, chat? Let us know. Let us
Yeah,
know.
let me know where we're at. Has anyone hiked this before?
Yeah, let us hear it in chat. Have you what places have you hiked? Give us some recommendations.
All right, so I like this shot here. Again, I don't know if we necessarily need to slow it down. So one thing we can do is, even though I held this with a stabilizer, it still could be a little bit less shaky.
Okay.
Feel like I want it to be really nice and like cinematic. So what I'm going to do
Okay.
is go up to effects and search for an effect called warp stabilizer.
Okay.
Alexis, are you familiar with this?
Nope, not at all. And I'm like learning.
Okay, good. Good. So warp stabilizer will help to stabilize most footage if there's not anything that's kind of like in the frame. So if I forget a tripod or if I don't have the ability to shoot something stable and it's handheld, this sometimes helps this, and I'll show you kind of what it does.
Okay.
So
This
you
is
can
exciting.
so it's you can kind of see it like shaking a little bit in the background. So basically we only need like a few seconds of it. So
Yeah.
this smoothness is set to 50%. I'm just going to change this to 20. So it smooths it out a little bit, but you don't get that like crazy warp
Like
jitter.
got it. Okay.
All right. So let's see if we can minimize this and move back to our beginning. I'm just going to, I like to move these back and forth so that I just have more timeline space, to work with. Right?
Okay.
And I'm gonna actually just drag this down. All right. It's kind of like nerve-wracking to just like edit this for the first time, just like here. It's like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Usually there's like something
well.
created.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Okay.
Dense fern forests.
So we're gonna take this. Maybe we're gonna
with dense fern forest.
Okay, so one thing we can actually do here. I'm gonna drag this up. We're gonna add some effects here. So we can add a little speed ramp between this and this clip. And a speed ramp is essentially speeding up the clip before and into the next one just to create like a little transition and get to that fern forest clip quicker. Because that's where I think the voiceover makes the most sense. And maybe we'll drag this down a little bit. All right, so to do that, we've dragged our little handle here. We have our lines here, if you can see them. We're gonna right-click the clip keyframes, go to time remapping, and go to speed. Okay, and now what this is essentially going to do is adjust the speed of the clip, but it's sometimes it's confusing with like the time remapping. Basically, what it's doing is the faster you make the clip, the shorter the clip will become. So it's remapping the whole speed of the clip and the location of where it is. So I press P on my keyboard. This brings up the pen tool, and now I've set 1 point, so you can see it right there. So I have a left handle and a right handle.
Okay.
So the speed on the left is going to be this 100 speed. We'll mute
Mhm.
that.
Appalachian
Okay.
Trail.
Oh, shut up, James. What are you doing here? Okay. And then what I want to do is I want to speed this up once I get to like here. So I'm going to
Okay.
drag this handle out. Okay. And then I'm going to take this bar and I'm going to pull this up to,
Okay.
I don't know, like, let's just try like 500%.
Oh, we speed things up.
So now you can see that the clip got a lot shorter because now
Right.
this part of the clip is a lot faster. So what I can do is drag this out a little bit and see where it ends.
Okay.
I'm going to just render this part. So I and O, Shift plus for me is like a quick shortcut for render.
Okay.
And I want to end there.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to change this. And now what I might do is drag this a little bit closer.
Okay.
Okay, so you see what like that has done now?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay, we've
Very
created
quick.
something really, really cool. I think I'm gonna
Yeah.
actually make it a little less quick though. So we'll bring it to like
Okay.
370, something like that. And
Okay.
I'm just coming in here and adjusting this. So
Okay.
visually you're going from here's this speed and we have this handle. Now we speed up to the next shot here.
I love it. It looks good. Very
Cool.
smooth.
Yeah, and we can add
Very
some like
smooth.
sound design to that and all that kind of good
Yeah.
stuff.
Should get it like a swoosh, like something like that.
Yeah, nice little swoosh. Nice
Little
little
swoosh,
whoosh.
whoosh, whoosh.
Day on the Appalachian Trail.
Okay, so let's move this voiceover
With
in
that-
more. And I'm gonna do
Okay.
the same thing on the other side. And then I think we're
Okay.
gonna try to find some music to include. We're not gonna obviously get to finish here, but the idea is that we're learning as we go.
Yeah,
and we're
absolutely.
inspiring everybody. Okay, so you can see I've now created these like double handles. So if I play that back, that's a little crazy.
Appalachian Trail.
Maybe it's too much. Sometimes one is enough. Okay, let's just leave that.
Okay.
Trail.
Okay.
Well, let's just leave that for now.
With
Okay, with dense. All right, so I want to then pull this
with
back
dense
a little.
fern forests.
Let our fern forests come through.
Yep.
Okay.
And I love the sound in the back too, like the
I
natural,
know,
like the
with
nature
dense fern
sound. Like
forests.
that actually, it goes well. I love
It's
it.
nice, right? It's very
Yeah.
satisfying. All
Yeah,
right,
it
so
is.
natural stream. So I have a couple shots in here that I know I have of a natural stream. I actually like washed myself in here in a stream at some point. And let's
Nice.
see. And then where is that one? I think it's maybe here. I mean, that's cool because I like the sound of that.
Beautiful. Yes. So tranquil.
Very, very ASMR right there.
Yes.
So we're going to drag this down.
Okay.
Okay. And this is a great time where
perfect.
Fern forests.
we can actually layer
natural
the
stream.
sound of that first.
Yeah.
And then we'll see the visual.
And we'll push it back a little bit. Okay. That's amazing.
There we go. So see how
With
just
dense
that
fern
changes it a
forests.
lot.
Natural
Yeah.
stream.
We're just going to take the volume down a little bit. Okay. So, this, how long have we been going here? Maybe 30 minutes, 20
As to
minutes?
say, yeah.
So
yeah.
it goes by fast, but you can see like how much progress we made in that amount of time.
Yeah.
Okay, waterfalls.
Forests,
All right, so
natural
we'll continue to
streams,
add to that.
and
But
waterfalls.
let's try to
Okay.
shift a little bit into music and see if we can source it here inside of Premiere
Okay.
Pro. We'll
Yeah.
add some captions and we'll see if we can add some titles because I don't think we're gonna have enough time to like
Go
finish this whole
into
thing.
all of it. Yeah.
But so let's go over to the audio tab.
Okay.
All right, so
And then
again,
can we
this-
go back to see where we are just to kind of like show people what we
Absolutely.
did, to recap a little bit?
absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I want to finish this now. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm hungry for it.
Yeah, I see it.
Let's see. Let's just drag one more.
It's always when you get in that zone, you're like, I don't want wait, I gotta get it finished. I gotta get it done.
I know. It's like
we
what the
were
heck?
talking about that too, wasn't it? Right? Like like once you get into it, you're like, I don't want to leave. I gotta get it done.
Yeah, you really do.
I'm in it. I'm in it.
I'm in it right now. I'll just be on here for like the
Yes.
whole day. They're like, James, you have to leave. Like,
You have to go.
there's other people. There's other people here on the live stream. Like, what are you doing?
It's okay.
All
We
right.
gonna get enough. We gonna get enough.
All right. So let's say at this
Okay.
point, let's try to find our music. Okay, we're feeling like
Okay.
we want to add a little bit of music, and for this, because the sounds of the environment are so soothing and peaceful,
Yeah.
and there's voiceover, I want to try to find a music track that complements everything, but doesn't
Okay.
doesn't distract from what's going on. So there's a couple ways we can do that. Today, I'm just gonna actually use what's in Premiere already because I think it's kind of
Okay.
cool. So
Nice.
right here in the, again, I moved over to the audio tab. We
And this is
have
something new, correct? Like I was like, Premiere didn't have this when I was working in Premiere. They didn't have this, but
no,
this kind of
this is maybe like, I don't know, I want to say a couple 3 years maybe they've
okay.
had this in here, but it's
Okay.
gotten better and better. I believe Premiere partners with Epidemic Sound to include some of the music in here. So
Nice.
you actually have a lot of options. Okay, so
Nice.
what I want to do is go to music. Okay, but I want to go up
Mhm.
to browse instead of edit and start to search for different things, for
Ooh,
different
and it's got like
music.
genres and
Yeah,
everything.
and it has a lot of
Nice.
genres. So we
Love
have
it.
our moods, right? We have genres.
Mhm.
We have filters for I don't know what Jamdo. Oh
It
yeah,
works
see,
for somebody.
so Epidemic Sound, obviously you can
Yeah,
see
yeah.
some of these partners are here. All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what I want to do is just go to the mood, and I'm gonna search
Okay.
like dreamy,
Mhm.
and let's go to inspiring.
Relaxing. There's some I was gonna say there's some
Yeah,
relaxing
so
too.
dreamy, inspiring,
Mhm.
and let's go to genre. Let's just leave genre out right now.
Okay.
All right, so like we just have inspiring and dreamy, and let's just kind of play
Okay.
around with this and see where we're at. So
Okay. Nice.
This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful
little
places.
it's
day
kind
on
of
the
nice,
Appalachian
actually.
Trail.
Yeah,
For
I
the first-
actually like that one a
Yeah.
lot.
Let's see what else we
Yeah.
got. This one's called Hopeful Nostalgic. Oh, that's the same thing.
This is one of the
Oh,
See, like that's cool pace, but
this
I
is
think
one
it's
of
kind
like
of
the best
hype.
kept
Yeah,
it's-
it's kind of too hype. I feel like I'm about to rock out.
This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful
little
places.
I like
day
all
on
the
the
songs.
Appalachian
It's just
Trail.
you have to think about what is going
they're
to be the most
intaking.
appropriate for
Yeah.
the thing that you're working on. Definitely not that.
That
This
sounds
is
a
one of
little
the best-
cheery, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh, big time.
I feel like I'm gonna sell something with cheese in it.
I think for the
This
sake
is
of
one of the
time,
I
best
feel like the
secrets.
first one was
Yeah.
pretty decent. Yeah,
And
I
it's
feel like the first one.
yeah, and it's called Friendship. So
Yeah, so
that
I think
works.
that works. Yeah.
All right. So let's say we can just source everything right here in Premiere Pro, right? Like we don't have to go
Okay.
outside. The idea with this
Which
whole
is
thing is
amazing.
like it's incredible. I mean, we're gonna try to
Yeah.
hop into After Effects, but to be able to stay in one app is amazing. So let's say we use this
We
song.
still got a
Okay?
little bit of time, so we good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
we still got a little bit of time.
we're gonna drag this track into our timeline, and then if we go over here to our project panel,
Mhm.
you'll see that the stock audio media got saved for us immediately.
Awesome. And
Okay,
these
so-
are like copyright free music, basically, that they can
Yep.
use, right? With people.
Yep,
No,
exactly.
awesome.
So if you have a Creative Cloud subscription or membership,
Mhm.
you can access. I mean, look at that, 45,000 results. You'll find what you need.
That's
in here.
crazy.
And you can
Amazing.
you can probably search more specifically. And there's a little. It's kind of cool. There's a little button down here called Timeline Sync. I'm actually. I think that helps you when you play it back for it to like sync to the beats of your timeline as you go. But I'm
Okay.
not entirely sure. So
Okay.
let's just play and see where we're at.
Okay. But it's nice to stay in the app.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's nice.
Here-
It's nice
This
to
is
stay
one of
in
the
one
best kept
application just so that
Yeah.
you can kind of keep things rolling and moving.
Okay,
secrets
so I'm gonna
in
turn this
all-
down a little. I'm gonna solo
all
this.
of New Jersey.
I just hope it doesn't turn up on us.
I mean that
It got
that's
a
cool.
little. It got a little turn up, but it's okay.
It's like it's not. It's a little corporate-y.
yeah, it is.
All right, hold on. Let's just try.
But I
one
feel
more.
like the first. I was gonna say I feel like the first one was good, but it was like, wait a minute, it might turn up.
Yeah, it kind of always does. Let's see.
Jack
Inspire.
said here for the free music. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, dude. Absolutely. Oh, what is this? Let's just try one more thing. Genre. Let's see. I think like it needs to be like a film, folk, country,
Like country. I was gonna say
acoustic.
relaxing, but
Let's try folk.
yeah.
I guess that's okay. I
It's a
don't
little
know.
jammy. It's a little jam. It's a little jam.
It's a little jam.
It's a little jammy jam.
I don't know.
Really.
We gotta. It would take us
I
all
feel
day
like
to
we're
find.
jamming. I was gonna say, I feel like we're jamming too hard.
Yeah, maybe we're jamming a little too hard. Let's see.
Yeah.
All right, let's try one more little thing.
I was gonna say relaxing, but
Okay, let's try.
maybe something a little bit.
Okay, dreamy and relaxing. Let's see.
Let's try.
So, okay, this says relevance. So we'll just stick to that. Let's just scroll down and just find like a random one. Epic, inspiring. That's probably gonna be way too much. Nope. That looks like for some like Cialis commercial or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's vibey.
That's vibey.
A little
but let's-
vibey. It's vibey.
We need something like that, but like a little less
Just
vibey.
Yeah. It looks like you're just kind of lo-fiing a little bit.
Oh, that's cool. So if you like the artist,
You can find more. Okay, awesome.
you can come in here and you can go more from this album, more from this artist, and you can see where that came from.
Nice.
I actually think though, let's do one more thing. This is a cool little exercise here in trying to figure stuff out. So I'm going to do the filter and I'm just going to do Epidemic sound because I tend to like Epidemic sound more.
Okay.
We're going to go to mood and let's go to atmospheric maybe. And
maybe.
Kind of funky.
That is very funky.
Atmospheric and inspiring. I have no idea what that means, but let's just
let's go with it.
No.
Whoa. We're rocking out. I feel like okay.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, we're in the coffee shop.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna.
I'm not gonna lie. This is funny though.
Yo, it is. It's like it's hard to find. Oh, look, this is actually called the Appalachian Trail.
Oh wait, hold on.
No way. All right, let's just use that.
I was gonna say I'm kind of digging it though.
These are like little happy accidents here. All right,
yeah,
so
absolutely.
Let's see. So I'm gonna solo this so I can hear it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm kind of liking it actually. Let's see.
I'm not mad at it.
Let's see where it goes though.
Yeah, because it turns up.
This is
turn
cool.
up on us. Oh wait, hold on.
Cool.
Wait a minute.
It's a little.
I just want the banjo come in and go all hard, you know. Okay, wait.
So it's not bad. It's a little it's a little country.
It is.
But I'm not I like
especially for New Jersey.
Yeah. Well, for the sake of today, let's try
We're just gonna go ahead. Yeah, I think that works.
I can promise you it won't be this when I upload it, but we're gonna we'll have
do
fun
it for
with it,
now.
right? So
yeah.
So what I would do here, let's say we had, and we're gonna keep building this, we had the duration of our film ready to go, right? So we're gonna go back to our vertical view here.
And chat, make sure you're following James so if you can see the finished product on all of his socials, make sure you're following him. Okay.
Let me just turn this off just to hear how it would sound with our.
This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful places to hike
on the
in
Okay, so that's actually cool because like where this sits
with dense fern forest.
And then we bring the voiceover in.
Do we still need? I was gonna say, do we still need you saying like I'm on the trail? Because I realized like I was gonna say I don't think we need it because I feel like that with the music and everything, you know.
Little day on the
yeah. So why don't we?
Yeah.
Why don't we remove
the Delaware Water Gap is one of
yeah. Yeah. I think it's flowing good.
Is one of the most beautiful places to hike.
I love it.
We go. Maybe we'll throw one more clip in there, but I actually kind of digging it.
Yeah.
And then
it's sounding
in the Northeast.
Yeah, it's sounding so good.
With dense fern forests.
Oh wow, it's looking good.
And waterfalls.
All right,
James,
so,
if you want to like recap just a little bit of what we've been doing, just so that we can catch people who are just joining us to catch up.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're putting together a cinematic reel here using mobile first iPhone footage that I recently shot on a little hike in the Northeast, and we're trying to kind of let you in on some of my secrets and building this live. Like, this is the first time we're doing this, so you are coming at a right time. We're just sourcing some music here in the audio window, and using music that's inside of Premiere Pro. And funny enough, the name of the song is actually called The Appalachian Trail. So whether we like it or not, we're going for it. And I have to say, I'm kind of vibing to it.
Yeah, it's vibey. I love it. It goes with it. I feel like it definitely flows.
All right, so let's say this is like one of my favorite features over the last couple of years in Premiere Pro. There's a couple ways to do this. Are you familiar with the remix tool?
No, tell me about it.
Okay. All right. So normally, like back in the day when I was editing as an editor, first you'd have to find parts of the song that you could cut up and then smush everything together and find the right spots.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that anymore, which is amazing. So there's two ways to do this. So let's say our final video is a minute long, which is kind of what I'm targeting, right? And this is a little bit out of order, but let's say that's where we're going to fill the rest of this in. We're going to give it room to breathe, and it'll be a minute. So right now, this track is 2 minutes and 9 seconds long, way too long. We'd have to manually go cut it up. Instead, what we can do is go over to the audio tab here. There's two ways to do it. You can go to edit. We're going to go to music. And here you'll see that there's a duration button, and you can just click this on. And then you see where this says remix. You can go in here and set your target duration to exactly what you want. So we're going to set this to a minute on the nose and press OK. And now what Premiere's done is it's automatically taken that clip and it's like basically given us little handles in here and made a 1 minute track instead of 2 minute track.
Nice. Chat, let us know if that was something new that you've discovered right now, please. That is amazing.
New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful places to hike in the Northeast. With dense fern forests, natural streams,
literally
and
like
waterfalls.
it sounds so good.
So we're gonna pull that down. So if you don't do the remix over here, you can also go up here to where there's all these like rolling edit tools, ripple edit, and there's a remix tool as well. So if I wanted to make this even shorter, I would just drag this. Let's say I drag it to there, and now I have a 30-second version. So I would say like 90% of the time, it's a really, really good use of shrinking a clip down, audio clip down, music specific, unless you're using multiple tracks and you can find your own flows. But it's a really easy way to kind of just get a track in there that you like and move on with it. All right, so let's pop back in here.
That's a beautiful tool.
It really is. Yeah, Premiere for the win.
I mean, it's technically like incorporating AI, right, in your workflow. How much do you incorporate AI and other tools in your workflow?
I would say now a little bit more than I used to, obviously, because it didn't exist. But I use it in this context. I use it for like text-based editing, which we've talked about in here before. And we're gonna hopefully have a few minutes to go over like the captions. So I'll kind of show you how I use it for that.
I use it. Nice. So for your scripts, do you sometimes use AI for scripts as well?
I have. If I need it, sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't.
Just depends.
It's pretty freaking. It's powerful. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, this is a cool little shot
here.
And this is great for this spot.
Nice.
Okay, waterfalls.
Oh, it'd be great.
Natural streams
that'd be
and
great.
waterfalls.
And she's like walking right across. Yeah.
So we're gonna drag that out, and we're gonna make sure that our audio kind of gets carried in first.
The Appalachian Trail is a hiking trail in the eastern United States extending almost 2,200 miles.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah,
it's,
between the Springer Mountain in Georgia and the one in Maine.
Mount Katahdin.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how to say that word. I was like, I'm not gonna embarrass myself. But it says it passes through like 14 states. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and people people hike it for the course of 6 months, probably.
Wow.
Like it takes. So there's still hikers that usually start in March to make sure that they're not hiking through the winter. So now most of the through hikers are up in New Hampshire and on their way to Maine where they finish. So we've actually been on the trail up in New Hampshire and have met through hikers and have stayed at the AMC huts and stuff. It's been really fun.
Wow.
This looks really freaking cool.
Streams and waterfalls.
You're geeked. I can tell you're geeking out.
A little bit.
Streams and waterfalls.
So here we're just
okay,
gonna go.
it.
We're in forests.
Yep.
And fern forests.
Here we're gonna take water.
Natural streams and
Cut it in there. Yeah.
Okay, let's
streams
there.
and waterfalls. And yes.
Okay, rocky uphill climb. I wanted to get a shot of
rocky
us
uphill
kind
climb.
of coming up that hill, maybe looking like we're struggling a little bit, wherever that might be. Alexis, how we doing? We good on time?
We're at 30.
Here?
Yeah, we're at a 30-minute mark, so you got it.
Sweet.
Got a good 20 minutes, so we're good.
Sweet. All right. So, are people enjoying this? Are you enjoying this?
Yes.
Are we doing
listen,
good?
I'm learning so much. Like,
good.
And to watch, I'm geeking just watching your whole process.
It's fun. It's really
amazing.
Fun.
Yeah.
And I really love just.
Great one.
I love teaching it. I just enjoy doing this kind of thing, and I love learning from other people that are clearly passionate about what they do.
Yeah.
You know? So it's all right. So let's see what we got.
This is great.
And waterfalls.
Cool. I love that.
And
yeah,
yes,
I love that. The tongue out was
climb.
perfect.
Rocky uphill climb.
Have some personality in there. Yeah.
Cool. So that's.
It is one of the best. It is one of the best
little
ways to spend
there.
beautiful
I feel like
summer
you need like a little clip of you and your wife there.
Yeah, we have one up at the pond. So at this point, like I can
Ooh.
probably incorporate
Okay.
some of that. Let's see.
Nice. Yeah. Nice.
Maybe we have.
Like, yeah.
All right, that might be too short. I think there's one of us like laying.
Okay.
Let's see, Sunday afternoon, which is, I mean, this is so pretty.
Beautiful.
This is cute too.
Don't try to screenshot and sell his feed on the internet, okay, guys?
Yeah, please don't be doing that to me. They're not. What happened to our feet? Nope. Ignore the huffing and puffing. We were like laying down. Oh, this is nice.
No,
with
it's
like
all right. Oh, with your sandwich, yeah.
there was one where we were like laying down somewhere. If not, we'll find
Chat, how
one.
we feeling about so far? Let us know in the chat. And if you have any questions, let us know. Yeah, that's beautiful.
No, I like that little. I like that
Yeah.
little thing. So I think the coolest thing about these short form videos, regardless of, you know, what you're creating it on, and where you do it, is that like you can always bring story into it. You can always bring emotion into it. You can always bring like a vibe, a feeling that's authentic to you. And I think I always, the thing that I end up trying to always do is just stay true to who I am and what I enjoy making. And over the years, it's gotten more refined because I've continued to like push myself and make other things and then fall back on the stuff that I really enjoy making.
Nice. Do you have a favorite trail?
Yeah. We love hiking in the White Mountains in New Hampshire. So there's we've done so many of them up there. I don't know if anyone is familiar with them, but Mount Chicora is probably like one of our favorites. It's a beautiful, very, very long hike, but it's amazing. If my brother-in-law was in here, I know he would be like losing it.
I think that, so me and my husband did it back in like 2020. We were like, there was like nothing else to do. We were like, let's just go hiking.
Oh, nice.
We did the Blue Ridge Mountain.
Yeah. Oh, the Blue Ridge are amazing.
I think it was in South Carolina.
It is
one
of
it is.
the best
in
Blue
South
Ridge.
Carolina.
Yeah. Okay. Nice.
Yeah. It was cold and rainy. I don't know why we decided on that day. We were like soaked, but it was such an adventure. Like once we got to the top, it was like okay, and like it was worth it.
Oh, absolutely. It's always worth it. That's the thing. It's like the top does. Getting there is always a always a pain,
it's a struggle. Ooh, but it feels so good, and when you get to the top,
it really does.
Absolutely. Have you done any hiking in Las Vegas?
We hiked the Valley of Fire long time ago. Not really Vegas.
Or not Vegas. I'm sorry, Arizona. Like in any place in Arizona.
Oh yeah. Actually, I went to school in Tucson.
Oh, nice. Okay, so yeah.
So we did a little bit of Arizona hiking in Tucson, and then like Camelback up in Scottsdale, and the foothills. So yeah, it's It's super fun.
Yeah.
It is
Cool. So I'm just adding a couple clips here, and
one of the
then
best ways
let's
to
shift gears here for
Okay.
adding some captions. So I think
Okay.
this is a cool clip of my wife. My wife.
Hey, my wife, my wife, my wife.
This is nice.
You know, I don't know if you've seen the like trends or like my husband. Now you say my wife, my wife, my wife.
I don't know if I've seen that.
No.
It is one of the best ways to spend
so
a
let's
beautiful
just kind of
summer
stop there as like the draft, and we can kind of add our captions, and then we'll keep building if we have some time.
Yeah. I think we can go ahead and move to that.
What's this? Okay. You see, I can't
At the top of the hike is the best part.
We gotta go at least to the one part. We gotta add our captions and stuff. James,
all right, we're doing it right now. All right,
get to our captions. Let's get to our captions.
Okay. All right, so here's where we're at, and we're gonna do our captions. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna move these out of the way. So again, like for social media videos, I think it's not even a like nice to have anymore. I think it's just you have to have captions.
You have to have captions, yeah.
In some way, you know, whether you custom make some of them, some of the titles, or you create them in here, they're just the best way to captivate people watching it. And a lot of people don't even listen to the audio. So I'd rather have people read it and then be interested enough to then want to watch it. So, excuse me. The first thing we're going to do is go to the workspace, captions and graphics. Got a lot going on up here. So we're going to go to text. Okay. And then we're going to go to transcript. So the first thing you're going to do is transcribe the entire track. Okay. So we can transcribe everything even though we haven't edited it yet. All right. And so basically this is a perfect use case for AI. Like this is what it's doing right now. This is all happening in the background. And most of the time, the spelling that they generate is pretty close.
Yeah.
It's on point, but you always want to go through it and just make sure
double check
that you can double check it and do your thing. Okay. So now that we have this transcribed, the main thing that I'll do before I create the captions is just go through and make sure it's spelled properly and it all looks good. Right. So let's say I want to capitalize New Jersey. I can press enter on my keyboard and that opens up the edit window, and I can just come in here and just make any little grammatical adjustments. No one wants a spelling grammar in your captions. It's not what we need.
You're like, that's not what. Okay.
That's not what we need. All right, it's beautiful. So I'm just kind of like, yes, at the top of the hike, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you can always change them in the caption when we get down here. All right, so doing a little day.
I feel like watching movies now, I can't watch it without I can't hear it without the captions for some reason.
Right. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's been
like I can't hear stuff without captions. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't know what they said. I need the captions.
I know. I don't get it. I really don't get it. Sometimes I have to like sometimes I have to turn it off just because I'm like I'm reading the captions, I'm not watching the movie. So
yeah. That's also the frustrating part.
All right, so now we've transcribed our captions. Okay, and we're gonna go over to here. We're gonna create captions, and this is where we can actually stylize them. And Alexis, I'm assuming you know a lot about this with doing your own social video and stuff. Very familiar with this whole system. So basically, I like to just have a single line here. Okay, and I like to kind of drag these down all the way because I like just like 1 or 2 words per line. I think it just like that's my personal preference, but everyone's kind of different. Okay, and I don't have a style saved right now, but we're going to show you how to save it. All right, now we're going to create our captions. Okay, so let it do its thing. It was very, very fast. And if we play this back. Okay, great. So very basic.
Best kept
our
captions
are in
all
there.
of New Jersey.
Okay, but they look very boring, very plain, and we're gonna do something about that.
Add some style to them.
we gonna add a little flair.
We gonna add a little flavor, a little flair.
I don't know what.
Gotta let it. It's gotta pop. Is what they say.
It's gotta pop. It's gotta pop. All right. So one thing that I try to stay consistent with in the branding for my Instagram is color, font, format, that kind of thing. So in my libraries here, this is actually a different library. Let's go back over here. I have JB Media Colors. This is basically my little library for my own brand. So I have a font that I like to use. I have a sub font I like to use, and then I have these colors that I kind of rely on for like essential fonts, sub fonts, that kind of thing.
That's
So the
great.
first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this right here. I'm going to go over here and go to all caps. I like a caption that has all caps and it's nice and bold. I'm going to change it to my font, which is Gibson Bold. If you want to search for
Nice.
other fonts, go over here to Adobe Typekit, and
It's
you
right
can search
there.
for a million fonts
Nice.
whenever it loads, and download them and have the best time. Okay,
Yeah.
so
It makes
that's
it
how
so
you
much
create your own little
easier,
caption.
doesn't it?
It really does. All
Yeah.
right, and the size, I go to 55. That's kind of my size. All right, and then what I want to do is I want to put these safe margins on. And because
Okay.
this is going to be on Instagram and TikTok, we all know like there's the caption that's built into Instagram already. We want to
Yep.
make sure that our captions we generate live above that and
Yep.
they're not getting cut off. So this normally would have worked before social media existed, but now we have to drag this a lot higher.
All
So
the way higher. Yep.
we're gonna drag it like somewhere up in here so that we're
Yeah.
safe. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that now that we have that style, which I like, just white, we can go over here to the track style. We can go create style, and we can call this like IG Reel caption style. Okay, we're gonna save to the project, save to local styles, and press OK. Now, this is how it's automatically saved for every other caption on my track by only doing it one time. And
Nice.
we've saved that caption style so that in other projects we can go back and we can always use that style and not have to do all that work again, which is like, again, such a game changer.
I love a preset. Okay. Preset me all day.
Dude, I love me a good preset. I love me a good Mogurt. Just save me time so I can do other things.
All of the time. I want to be in the story, like all the technical stuff.
Save me at one of the time.
This
Okay, so I'm gonna do
one of the
because
best
I don't
kept
think we're gonna have
secrets
time to
in
go into
all of
After
New
Effects.
Jersey.
I'm gonna do something a little bit different here in Premiere, which is kind of a cool little hack and a feature that not a lot of people know about. So we've created all of our captions, which is great. But what if you want to animate the caption or create some sort of movement to it? You can't actually do that in a caption track because it's not a motion layer. It's just like its own thing. Okay. So to do that, I'm going to take these four right here because these are the ones I want to maybe like animate.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go up here to graphics and titles. And I'm going to go to upgrade caption to graphic. And now what it's done is it's taken that caption and it's moved it to a shape layer or a text layers.
Are the captions able to be moved individually rather than all being locked into one spot?
Yeah. So you can move each one of these as wherever you want it to go. So now we can come in here and we have all of the motion properties that we don't actually get up here when we're in a caption. So if you want to animate your captions, this is the way you would do that.
Nice.
Okay, so let's say this is one. Maybe we want to make this
is one of the
like scale up a little bit.
Okay.
So we're gonna go to scale on the motion side. We're gonna set a keyframe, toggle animation. We're gonna move this up a little bit, and I kind of want it to like bounce and then come back. All right, so we're gonna
doing
set
like a
3
keyframe kind of thing. Okay.
Yep. So this is exactly what you'd be doing in After Effects, but we're sort of doing it here in Premiere. So I set 3 keyframes. The first keyframe I'm going to set is 0 because I want it off.
Okay.
I don't want to see you. I don't want to see you caption. Although we're going to have to change the anchor point, I believe.
Okay.
Okay, so see how this anchor point right here is in the middle of... We want to move that. We want to make sure our anchor point is right in the middle of our text so that when it scales, it's scaling up from the text.
Got it.
Okay, there we go. So we go here. We're going to go, this is going to be a little bit bigger. So we're going to make that like 150 and then back to 100. All right, so. Okay, so that's like, it looks kind of cool. It's moving.
I see what you're doing.
I want to move these a little bit closer together.
Okay.
And I want to further adjust the like ease properties. Okay, so it's not so abrupt. All right, so we're going to come in here. We're going to right click our little keyframe. We're going to go ease out. Now we've created a little handle here.
Okay.
All right. So if we play that back, and then this is going to be ease in. Okay. And what you can do with these is if you click these points, I can actually drag this out. You see how that you have the little like hump? This handle?
Yeah.
You can then I can then drag this handle. If I click on it.
Okay.
And I can drag this over to create like a much more kind of like animated caption. We're going to drag this out, extend it. Cool. So we're just like, this is a cool way to just do what you would do in After Effects.
Yeah.
Okay, that's like one
Nice.
little animation there. This is one of the best. And maybe here we don't want to animate anything, but we just want to make it bigger to kind of stand out. Maybe we actually change the, again, let's change the anchor point.
We got about like 10 minutes.
Okay. And we're going to make that bigger. And maybe we want to change the color on this one. Now we can, because we have all of the properties here on the right side of the panel. We can change the fill to that yellow that I like. Boom.
Okay.
So
nice.
And I think this does need some sort
this
of
is one of the best
but
kept.
we could, now that this is like its own graphic, you can split this up and be like of the best. It could, each word could have its own essential letters.
Okay. So like of, the, and best actually too can be
So let's start with like of.
Got it. Yeah.
We come in here and we go, boom, we'll move that out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And then this will be like the of the, okay, and this is the best.
Nice.
So it just moves, you know, like it's
gotcha.
another way to keep your eye engaged.
Yeah.
And then
it's really simple too.
It's one of the
it's simple. I'm not really doing a lot here, you know. And
it's very simple.
And all of New Jersey should be a different color, I think, because that's
the
New Jersey. So maybe we come
and that
in
way
here
they
and
know.
make that yellow.
Yeah.
And maybe this is where we animate like a scale up to smaller. So we're gonna just do 2 scale properties. So this is just like you play around with this and have fun with it. It's a great way to see what works, what doesn't. Oh, again, that anchor point.
And it's always nice, like we said before, like working all in one app. It kind of helps with time saving and working with different things. You can all kind of, you know, figure something out within one system. Yeah.
Yeah, and After Effects should not be intimidating. It really isn't.
No.
But some people do get intimidated by it, and it's just nice. Well,
I said I'm one of them.
It can be. I mean, there's so much to do. You know, like
it is.
All right, so here I'm just making these cool handles. Cool. So I like the way that goes.
New Jersey.
All right, well, let's make this a little bit bigger
in all
and
of New Jersey.
Faster.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just like we're playing around with what's at our disposal. Maybe that's a little too fast. All right, and then we'll
all of New
split
Jersey.
this. So we'll go New and then Jersey.
New Jersey.
To just create a little, oops. Cool. So it's just like moving.
Yeah, see what you're doing. Yeah.
So I can then leave these if I don't want to animate anything. I could just leave them as is, and you know.
Nice.
We're starting to kind of see something come together that feels really
fern forest.
Can we see it from the beginning just to kind of show them?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So we're gonna press O on our keyboard. Shift plus is gonna just render that real quick, and we'll go back to our vertical window and play that back. But I feel like we you know, it goes by very fast, obviously.
It does.
And every time it's like I try to get as much done as I can.
Yeah. So, but then we get picky, right? You're like, oh no, I need to add this, and then I want this color. No, I need to shift it a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
It happens. It happens.
So here's where we're at.
Okay.
This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful places to hike in the Northeast. With dense fern forests, natural streams and waterfalls, and yes, the rocky uphill climb. It is one of the best ways.
Could just end there.
Wow. That was great. Yeah.
Like realistically, I feel like you could actually kind of like end it there and make it a short, you know, because this is all, and maybe add a little bit more footage on top of it.
Yeah.
But man, that actually turned out pretty cool.
It did. And I will say too, then you like have all these clips for like if you wanted to do more content, you know, if you wanted to separate it into different videos, it definitely has some potential there. And then you can kind of lead people like, okay, follow for more as I teach you, you know, I go on this, you know, hike with my wife, you know, so.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, let me just hit on one last thing. We have,
go ahead. Yeah.
4 minutes.
Like, yep.
So the cool thing about filming on the phone is you kind of don't have to do anything else with it. I think
Yeah.
people are a little more forgiving of, oh, it's not this like
Phone.
color correction
Yeah.
thing. And I personally
Yeah.
think it's like more people are used to watching content that's from a phone now, so they're accepting of it. And I think
Yeah.
it looks really cool. So, but I still like to have a little bit of like color correction going on if I
Yes.
can. So if you're
It's the professional in you.
yeah,
It's
Alexis,
the expert in you.
I can't stop.
You can't do
stop.
it. No.
So
I understand.
let's say we wanted to throw a little LUT, a lookup table, like a preset
Okay.
for
Okay.
color style on top of all this. We're gonna go to new item. We're gonna go to adjustment layer.
Okay.
Again, these are those adjustment layers that go in the extras folder. We're gonna drag this on top of our whole thing here and just drag this out. Okay. And normally when I'm creating videos, like I will go through again when I have more time and color correct every clip. So like for instance, this clip, obviously we could do one of two things with it. We could actually push it almost to be like more silhouetted, which I think looks pretty cool. Or, you can bring the shadows up and you can bring the exposure up a little bit more, bring the highlights down, and maybe just do like kind of a subtle little something. Okay. So I would normally come in and do that with every clip. And then what I would do here on this adjustment layer is I'd rename this, let's go color correction, right?
Okay.
So that's the color color grade. There's the distinction. And then I would just add a LUT that I have, and I would just pull it way down because the phone, you're not shooting a flat profile. At least this one you can't, because it's all already baked in.
Yeah.
So, but I have a LUT that I've made, and that looks so intense because it's not for the phone, but you could add a little bit of a style by taking the intensity down to like 20%, something like that.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So now you've added like a little bit of style, a little bit of color. If I turn
a little bit
this
more
on and off,
interesting.
little pop.
And
colors
are a little bit more vibrant.
Colors get a little bit vibrant.
This is one of
and it gives us a little something else to work at. But yeah,
absolutely.
if we turn this all the way up, it's like, holy crap.
And we love a preset, so
Well, for those that have not added these things on here, this one's I've made and I've just kind of added to my library, but there's a ton of other ones on here that again, like all inside of Premiere. So maybe we try one of those. So I'm gonna go to 100%, and that actually like
nice. Cool. Okay. It looks kind of golden a little bit too.
Yeah, it looks like golden. I like that.
Beautiful
maybe
places
we take that down in the like 50. And if we're looking up here in our scopes, maybe we want to just take the coolness, bring the coolness down, and you'll see that in me doing that, it's changing the scope.
Yep.
And
nice.
It's looking pretty cool.
Nice.
With dense fern forest.
Yeah.
All right, one last little thing here. Let's say we wanted to bring the music up a little higher here after my voiceover.
Okay.
Maybe I want to take the music and change it. I go P on my keyboard, another P, and then that brings the point up. So this is like a gradual in between.
Okay.
So now we turn in the northeast. Now we turn the audio back down.
Nice.
Cool.
With dense fern forest.
This turned out really cool.
Yeah, this was Let's do one more. Go ahead and review. I know we got like 2 more minutes, I want to let's go ahead and review, and also give us a little recap of everything that you have done today, and just so that people can know exactly what we did.
So today we did pretty much everything inside of Premiere Pro, from showing you what I shot on my iPhone to how I cut and edit my clips, create select sequences, and add music right inside of Premiere Pro. We added captions and graphics. We had voiceover already included, and we kind of timed the track to the voiceover and added a little bit of a color grade on top. And this is kind of what we're left with if you want to take a look.
Yeah, let's go.
This is one of the best kept secrets in all of New Jersey. The Delaware Water Gap is one of the most beautiful places to hike in the Northeast. with dense fern forests, natural streams and waterfalls, and yes, the rocky uphill climb. It is one of the best ways to spend a beautiful summer afternoon.
Nice. James, man, this has been amazing time. I've learned so much. The way that you were able just to capture everything really quickly, I know that it takes way more time than that. So I just want to applaud you on even finishing that much. It was really, really great. Where can we follow you and see this finished result?
Yeah, my Instagram would probably be the best place.
Okay.
YouTube, our YouTube channel is Leave the Map, and my Instagram is just my name, so you'll probably see it in the next few days on there. Yeah, and then any DMs or questions that you guys have, please feel free to reach out. I'm always on here.
Nice. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Again, make sure you're following Adobe Live on all social channels and stay tuned. We have some more to come. So thank you for joining us. Y'all have a good one.
Awesome.
Bye.
Take care, everyone.